The Seeds of Deception. Commander Thex stood before the Nexarian High Council, his crystalline form refracting the pale blue light of the chamber's bioluminescent walls. The circular room, filled with 12 of the most powerful beings in the known galaxy, hummed with anticipation. Each council member's crystalline body pulsed with different hues, a sign of their varying emotional states regarding this unprecedented proposal. Distinguished members of the High Council, Thex began, his voice resonating through the chamber like wind through crystal chimes. Earth presents both an opportunity and a threat we cannot ignore. Their technological progress has accelerated beyond our predictions. Within decades, they will achieve faster-than-light travel. We must act now. First speaker Lyra's form flickered with deep purple skepticism. We have heard many proposals regarding Earth, Commander. What makes yours different from the failed attempts of the past? Thex gestured to his chief scientist, Dr. Vex, whose amber crystalline structure stepped forward with careful precision. We have discovered something remarkable about Earth's hydrosphere, Dr. Vex explained, projecting a holographic model of Earth's water cycle. Their planet's surface is 71% water. More importantly, humans are composed of approximately 60% water. They require constant hydration to survive. This is known data, second speaker Zenith interrupted, his form flashing impatient red. Get to the point. Thex's structure brightened with confidence. We have developed a compound that can integrate perfectly with Earth's water molecule structure. Once introduced into their water supply, it will gradually alter their neural pathways, making them susceptible to our influence. The beauty of this plan lies in its subtlety. The compound is completely undetectable to their current technology. The council chamber erupted in a symphony of colors as the members processed this information. Dr. Vex continued, displaying molecular diagrams that danced in the air between them. The compound, which we call AquaX, mimics the natural minerals found in Earth's water. It accumulates in their system over time, requiring approximately 3 months to reach effective levels. By then, it will be too late for them to resist. And you are certain this will work? Third speaker Celestia asked, her crystalline form shimmering with curiosity. We have run extensive simulations, Thex assured them. Our agents on Earth have already established positions in key water treatment facilities worldwide. We can begin distribution within their next lunar cycle. The Council's deliberation was interrupted by the arrival of Intelligence Officer RYX, whose normally smooth crystalline surface appeared jagged with urgency. Commander, Council members, I bring concerning news from our Earth observation posts. Thex's form dimmed slightly with annoyance at the interruption. This had better be important, officer. Our latest analysis shows some unusual patterns in human physiology, RYX reported, projecting new data streams into the chamber. Their bodies appear to have extraordinary adaptability to foreign substances. We've observed rapid evolution in their digestive and immune systems over just the past century. Dr. Vex dismissed the concern with a wave of his crystalline appendage. We have accounted for their adaptive capabilities in our simulations. The compound is designed to work gradually enough to avoid triggering their immune responses. First speaker Lyra studied the new data carefully, her form pulsing with thoughtful blue hues. Proceed with the operation, Commander Thex, but monitor the situation closely. We cannot afford another failed attempt to secure Earth. As the council chamber emptied, Intelligence Officer RYX approached Thex privately. Commander, there's something else. Something that wasn't in my official report. We've detected trace elements in their water supply that shouldn't be there, elements that suggest they might have already developed some form of. Enough, Thex cut him off, his crystalline structure flashing with irritation. I will not let baseless concerns derail this operation. Prepare your teams for deployment. Operation AquaX begins at dawn. Little did they know, as their agents prepared to contaminate Earth's water supply, that humanity's relationship with water had been evolving for millions of years. The very adaptation they dismissed as insignificant would prove to be their greatest miscalculation. In the depths of Earth's oceans, in countless springs and rivers, in the rain that fell from the sky, something was stirring, not a consciousness, but a testament to life's endless capacity to adapt and survive. Humanity's long dance with water had created a resilience that no simulation could have predicted, and no crystalline intelligence could fully comprehend. Ripples of resistance. Dr. Samira Patel stared at her computer screen in the dimly lit laboratory of the Global Water Research Institute, her brow furrowed in concentration. The data streaming across her monitor made no sense, or rather, it made too much sense. For the third time this week, water samples from different continents showed the same inexplicable molecular anomaly. "Raj, can you look at this?" she called to her research partner, Dr. Raj Sharma, who was hunched over his own workstation. "These patterns aren't random. They're too uniform to be natural contamination." Raj rolled his chair across the lab, his usual jovial expression replaced with professional curiosity. "Started showing up about 3 months ago, right? I've been seeing similar patterns in the oceanic samples." "Exactly," Samira nodded, pulling up a global map marked with red dots. "Look at the distribution. Every major water source we've tested shows traces of this compound. But here's the strange part, it's not affecting water quality readings. By all standard metrics, the water is perfectly safe." In the adjacent room, their quantum spectrometer hummed to life, analyzing the latest batch of samples. Lieutenant James Harrison, their military liaison, chose that moment to walk in, carrying fresh coffee for the team. His presence at a civilian research facility had raised eyebrows initially, but given the strategic importance of water security, no one questioned it anymore. "Please tell me you found something normal for once," James said, setting down the cups. "The brass is getting nervous about these reports." Samira shook her head. "Nothing normal about this, James. We're dealing with something that shouldn't exist, a compound that perfectly mimics water's molecular structure while carrying what appears to be programmable information. In English, Doc. Someone spiking Earth's water supply," Raj interjected, "with something we've never seen before. Something that shouldn't be possible with current technology." The spectrometer beeped, drawing their attention. As Samira pulled up the results, her eyes widened. "This can't be right. The compound, it's not just in the water anymore. It's in blood samples." "What blood samples?" James stepped closer to the screen. "Random samples from hospitals worldwide. We've been monitoring them to track waterborne contaminants," Raj explained. "The compound is showing up in human tissue, but here's the kicker, it's not doing anything. It's just, there." "That's not entirely accurate," Samira corrected, pulling up new data. "Look at the neural activity readings. The compound seems to be trying to interface with human neural pathways, but something's blocking it. Our immune systems are treating it like it's trying to play a song on the wrong instrument." James's military training kicked in. "Are you saying we're under attack?" "I'm saying someone very advanced is trying to alter human consciousness through our water supply," Samira replied, her voice steady despite the implications. "And I'm saying they're failing spectacularly because they didn't account for something in human physiology." The laboratory door burst open as Dr. Wendy Zhou, their biochemistry expert, rushed in waving a tablet. "You need to see this. Remember those weird readings from the deep-sea thermal vents? I think I know why humans are immune." Before she could explain, every screen in the lab flickered to life. A message from the WHO scrolled across their displays: "Urgent, global advisory, unexplained molecular anomalies in water supply. All research facilities on high alert." "We're not the only ones who noticed," Raj muttered. Samira's phone buzzed with a text from her brother Arun, a water treatment plant engineer in Mumbai. "Sis, something weird happening at plant. Crystalline structures forming in filtration systems. Not normal mineral deposits. Call ASAP." As the team huddled around their workstations, piecing together the puzzle, they didn't notice the shimmer in the air outside their lab window. the slight distortion that betrayed the presence of a cloaked Nexarian observation drone. Inside its crystalline structure, data streamed back to Commander Thex's ship. Human resistance to Aqua X compound exceeds all projections. Recommend immediate protocol adjustment. The human immune system, shaped by millions of years of evolution and countless waterborne challenges, was proving to be more formidable than any Nexarian simulation had predicted. But more importantly, humanity's greatest defense wasn't just biological, it was their ability to observe, question, and understand the unprecedented. As night fell over the research facility, Samira and her team remained hard at work, unaware that they were at the forefront of a silent war, one that would soon force both humanity and their crystalline would-be conquerors to confront the true meaning of adaptation and resilience. The unexpected variable. Commander Thex's crystalline form pulsed with dark red fury as he reviewed the latest reports from Earth. The massive holographic display aboard the cloaked Nexarian command ship showed a real-time map of human neural resistance spreading across the globe like wildfire. Impossible, he hissed, his crystalline structure crackling with stress fractures. Dr. Vex, explain this failure. Dr. Vex's amber form dulled with anxiety as he manipulated the holographic data. Commander, the humans aren't just resistant, they're adapting. Each generation we've observed shows increasingly sophisticated neural patterns. It's as if their entire species has been unconsciously preparing for this exact type of attack. Below them, Earth rotated serenely, unaware of the crystalline beings plotting in orbit. The ship's sensors focused on the Global Water Research Institute, where Dr. Samira Patel's team had made another breakthrough. In her lab, Samira stared in amazement at the results of their latest experiment. It's beautiful, she whispered, watching the molecular visualization. Wendy, you were right about the thermal vents. Dr. Wendy Zhou beamed with pride as she explained to the assembled team. Human bodies have been processing complex compounds from deep-sea bacteria for millions of years. These bacteria, living in extreme conditions, develop sophisticated chemical defense mechanisms. Through seafood consumption and natural water cycles, we've been incorporating these defenses into our biology. Lieutenant Harrison whistled low. So we've basically been training for an alien invasion without knowing it. More than that, Raj added, pulling up new data. The compound they're using, it's like they designed it to fail. They assumed our neural pathways would be simple, straightforward. But human consciousness isn't just electrical signals, it's a complex dance of chemistry, electricity, and quantum interactions. Back on the Nexarian ship, Intelligence Officer RYX burst into the command center, his crystalline form flickering with urgency. Commander, we've detected a new development. The humans, they're not just resisting the compound. They're using it. Using it? How? Thex demanded. Their neural networks are absorbing our compound and repurposing it. Instead of making them more susceptible to control, it's enhancing their natural resistance to external influence. Every failed attempt at control makes them stronger. Dr. Vex's analysis confirmed the worst. The compound is acting as a catalyst, Commander. Human neural plasticity is off the charts. They're not just surviving our attack, they're evolving because of it. In the lab, Samira's team made another startling discovery. Look at this, she called to her colleagues, pointing to a new molecular structure forming in their samples. The compound isn't just being neutralized by our immune systems. It's being transformed into something new. Wendy ran the analysis 3 times to be sure. It's creating a sort of neural enhancer. Every human who drinks the treated water isn't being controlled, they're getting smarter. Their brains are learning to process information more efficiently. Dear God, James muttered. They tried to enslave us and accidentally triggered the next step in human evolution. On the Nexarian ship, panic was setting in. The crystalline beings had never encountered a species that could turn their weapons into tools for advancement. Their entire understanding of biological systems was being challenged. Increase the compound concentration, Thex ordered desperately. Flood their water supply with everything we have. Sir, RYX protested, our simulations suggest that would only accelerate their adaptation. We're not dealing with a simple biological system. Their neural networks, their water processing, their entire evolutionary history, it's all connected in ways we never imagined. As if to prove his point, new data streamed in. Humans worldwide were showing increased cognitive abilities, faster learning rates, and stronger resistance to mental manipulation. The compound designed to enslave them had become a key to unlocking their hidden potential. In the lab, Samira's phone lit up with a message from her brother Arun, those crystalline structures in the filtration system. They're growing. And they're starting to respond to human brainwave patterns. Whatever's going on, I think we're winning. The team gathered around their main display, watching as data poured in from water treatment plants worldwide. The alien compound was being systematically transformed by millions of human bodies, each person's unique neural pattern contributing to a global defense network that grew stronger by the hour. They thought water was our weakness, Samira said softly, but they didn't understand. Water isn't just a resource for us, it's part of who we are. It's been shaping our evolution since the first cell formed in Earth's ancient oceans. As night fell over the research facility, the Nexarian ship sensors detected something unprecedented, a faint but growing quantum field emanating from Earth's water supply, a field that seemed to pulse in harmony with the collective consciousness of humanity. Their weapon of control had become a bridge to humanity's next great leap forward, and there was nothing the crystalline beings could do to stop it. Breaking point. The Nexarian command ship vibrated with unstable energy as Commander Thex initiated their final protocol. His crystalline form had developed deep fractures from stress, spreading like spider webs across his once pristine surface. "Begin Operation Deluge," he commanded, his voice resonating with desperate harmonics. Dr. Vex's amber form flickered with alarm. "Commander, the concentration levels you're proposing, they're beyond anything we've tested. The effects could be catastrophic. For them or for us." Vex snapped. "Deploy everything we have. Flood every water source on the planet. If we can't control them, we'll force their evolution until their minds burn out." On Earth, Dr. Samira Patel jolted awake at her lab desk to blaring alarms. Her screens showed massive spikes in the alien compound's concentration across global water supplies. "Everyone, emergency protocol now," she shouted, as her team scrambled to their stations. "It's everywhere," Raj reported, his fingers flying over his keyboard. "They're dumping massive amounts into the oceans, the atmosphere, they're even seeding the clouds to contaminate the rain." Lieutenant Harrison was already on his secure line to military command. "Sir, it's a full-scale chemical attack. But not like anything we've seen before. They're not trying to poison us, they're trying to overload our neural evolution." In Mumbai, Arun Patel watched in fascination as the crystalline structures in his water treatment plant began pulsing with brilliant light. "Sis," he messaged Samira, "the crystals, they're responding to the increased compound. But they're not growing anymore. They're singing." Across the globe, similar reports flooded in. The crystalline formations that had been quietly growing in water treatment facilities worldwide had begun emitting complex harmonic frequencies. These frequencies seemed to resonate with both the alien compound and human brainwave patterns. "Look at this," Wendy called out, pointing to her neural scan results. "The crystals aren't just responding to us, they're synchronizing with our collective neural patterns. They're acting like quantum amplifiers." Samira's eyes widened as understanding dawned. "They're not weapons or monitoring devices. They're tools. The compound didn't just trigger our evolution, it taught us how to grow our own crystalline technology. Technology that works with our biology instead of against it." On the Nexarian ship, Intelligence Officer RYX burst onto the command deck. "Commander, we're detecting a quantum field emanating from Earth's surface. It's stronger than anything our species has ever generated." The ship's sensors showed an extraordinary sight. The billions of human minds on Earth, each one processing and transforming the alien compound, had begun resonating in harmony. The crystalline structures in water treatment plants worldwide were acting as nodes in a vast neural network, amplifying and coordinating humanity's collective mental response. Impossible, Thex whispered, watching as his species' most powerful compound was not only neutralized but transformed. No biological system should be capable of this level of adaptation. Dr. Vex's analysis painted a clear picture of their failure. Commander, we fundamentally misunderstood Earth's water cycle. It's not just a distribution system, it's the planet's neural network. For millions of years, it's been carrying information, evolving life, connecting every living thing. We didn't just attack humans, we attacked a planetary consciousness that's been developing since life began. In laboratories, homes, and water treatment plants around the world, humans began experiencing something unprecedented. The transformed compound, amplified by the crystalline networks they had unconsciously grown, was facilitating a type of collective awareness. Not mind control as the Nexarians had intended, but a gentle enhancement of humanity's natural empathy and connection. We need to evacuate, RYX urged, as the quantum field from Earth grew stronger. The humans aren't just resistant anymore, they're ascending to a level of consciousness we never imagined possible. Samira and her team watched their monitors in awe as the data rolled in. Humanity hadn't just survived the alien attack, they had transformed it into a tool for their own evolution. The water that the Nexarians had tried to use against them had become the medium for a transformation they had been unconsciously preparing for since their species began. They never understood, Samira said softly, watching the crystalline formations pulse in harmony with Earth's new awakening. Water isn't just what we're made of, it's what connects us. It's what teaches us. It's what helps us grow. As the Nexarian ship prepared for emergency departure, they witnessed something that would haunt their crystalline memories forever, the sight of an entire planet's water supply shimmering with conscious light, carrying humanity's transformed awareness through every ocean, river, cloud, and raindrop, creating a network of consciousness that their rigid crystalline minds could barely comprehend. Evolution's answer. The rising sun painted Earth's atmosphere in shades of gold and blue, but Commander Thex could no longer appreciate its beauty. From the bridge of the retreating Nexarian vessel, he watched as the planet they had tried to conquer transformed into something beyond their comprehension. Final analysis, Dr. Vex, he commanded, his crystalline form dulled with defeat. What exactly did we create down there? The science officer's amber structure pulsed thoughtfully as he compiled the data. Commander, we didn't create anything. We merely accelerated what was already happening. Human consciousness was always meant to reach this point, we just provided the catalyst. On Earth, Dr. Samira Patel stood with her team on the roof of the Global Water Research Institute, watching the morning rain fall. Each droplet caught the sunlight like a tiny prism, carrying within it the transformed compound that now connected all of humanity in a subtle but profound way. It's beautiful, Wendy breathed, holding out her hand to catch the rain. Each drop contains millions of quantum crystalline structures, all resonating with human neural patterns. We're literally breathing in consciousness. Raj checked his tablet, scrolling through the latest global data. The transformation is stabilizing. Every human on Earth is now part of the network, but we're not losing our individuality. It's more like, gaining a new sense. Like we've all learned a new language without realizing it. Lieutenant Harrison walked up with fresh coffees for everyone, shaking his head in amazement. The military's standing down worldwide. Hard to want to fight when you can literally feel what others are feeling. The empathy enhancement wasn't what the Nexarians intended, but it might be exactly what we needed. In Mumbai, Arun sent his sister another update, the crystalline formations have stopped growing. They're permanent now, integrated into our water infrastructure. It's like they've become part of Earth's nervous system. Back on the Nexarian ship, Intelligence Officer RYX presented his final report. The humans have achieved what our simulations said was impossible. They've created a planetary consciousness that maintains individual autonomy. Their water cycle has become a quantum neural network, carrying not just H2O but information, emotions, and awareness. Dr. Vex's analysis confirmed this extraordinary development. Their adaptation goes beyond biology. The crystalline structures they grew in response to our compound, they're more advanced than our technology, but in a completely different direction. We tried to impose order from outside. They grew it from within. Samira's phone buzzed with messages from colleagues worldwide. Reports were coming in of unprecedented breakthroughs in science, technology, and human cooperation. The quantum network facilitated by the transformed water was accelerating human understanding in ways no one had predicted. We should thank them, in a way, Raj mused, watching the sunrise. Their attempt to control us forced us to confront our own potential. We've had this capability locked inside us since the first humans looked up at the stars. On the Nexarian ship, Commander Thex made his final log entry. Operation Aqua X is hereby terminated. Earth is to be classified as a protected evolutionary site. We came to conquer a primitive species, but instead, we witnessed the birth of something unprecedented in the galaxy, a unified consciousness that enhances rather than diminishes individual growth. Dr. Vex added his own observations. The humans' relationship with water was never their weakness, it was their greatest strength. Through their planet's water cycle, they had been unconsciously building a neural network for millions of years. Our compound simply helped them activate it. As the Nexarian ship disappeared into deep space, Samira and her team returned to their lab, ready to help humanity understand and adapt to their new reality. The crystalline formations in water treatment plants worldwide continued their gentle humming, now permanent reminders of the day humanity turned an alien attack into an evolutionary leap forward. They thought water was just a carrier, Samira said, watching the rain create ripples in a puddle outside her lab. They never understood that Earth's water cycle was always alive, always conscious in its own way. We didn't just survive their attack, we learned from it. That's what humans do best. The morning rain continued to fall, each drop now carrying within it the promise of humanity's next great adventure. The Nexarians had come to enslave a species but instead had helped awaken a planetary consciousness that had been quietly evolving since the first rains fell on Earth's ancient oceans. In the end, humanity's greatest defense hadn't been their technology or their weapons, but their fundamental nature, their ability to adapt, to learn, to grow, and to turn any challenge into an opportunity for evolution. The water that flows through every human body hadn't just saved them, it had helped them become what they were always meant to be, a species ready to take its next step into the cosmic dance of consciousness.